I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Alright, something crazy has just happened. I don't even know how this happened. It blows my mind right now. I can't even speak. That's how I can't understand it. This book, I started this book yesterday. I just finished it like 5 minutes ago. Look at this thing. And it's not like this print is like kitty print. I don't read. I do not read. So for me to finish this thing in pretty much less than 24 hours is extremely nuts. And let me tell you, this book has kept me pretty much on the edge of my seat. It's jumped from one perspective to the other so it doesn't get stale, but it also makes you go, oh no, what's gonna happen? Oh, I gotta read through this person's perspective and what they're going through to get back to the other person to find out what happens. But then by the time you read through that person's perspective, you're like, no wait, what's gonna happen there? No, I gotta, and you just keep like leapfrogging over to different, and then in the end, the ending of the book, the last, I don't even know how many, I would say 150 pages of the book or so, 100 pages of the book, it gets a little more intense, and I was like, oh, I gotta keep reading. I got up until the last 4 pages of the book. Up until the last 4 pages of the book, it was like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna get out of this? And by the way, I didn't see the movie. I know I didn't see the movie because nothing in this book reminded me of anything that I saw before. I read a few things, and there must have been a little bit of foreshadowing in there because I'm like, oh, okay, that's probably gonna happen. That's gonna make sense if that happens. And then it does, but it's not like, oh, I read this, or I mean, I watched this. That didn't happen at all. So we're gonna watch the movie now. But at this rate, reading this book, going through these 2 books, the sequels, I may not have anything to read for. I mean, I'll have the Maze Runner series to read after I have surgery. I'm gonna have Ender's Game to read and the 15 books of this after my surgery. But this is completely out of character for me to be reading this much and this excited. I would love for this to turn into a book club book review video, but it's not going to, because you know what? I don't know how to review a book in the sense that I'm not going to give the plot away, or I'm not going to give any spoilers away or anything like that. But this book, it's more of an action movie than anything to me. It's more of a survival movie. I say movie, but I mean book than anything. It's an alien invasion book, but it's not like you're watching Aliens. It's different than that, and it really plays on the characters. And I mean, the story, I read it in a day. I don't read. Usually a book takes me months and months to finish, not 24 hours, and not something like this. So that in alone says a lot. The fact that I have the other books ready to go says a lot. The fact that I'm going to watch the movie, which apparently I already watched because my son and my wife keep pointing out that I watched it, but I do not remember watching it whatsoever. Ooh, my son, as I'm reading this book and to the ending, he's like, oh, Dad, do you want me to tell you what happens? Do you want me to tell you the end? No, I don't want you to tell me the ending. I want to finish the book. Do not spoil it for me. Are you kidding me? Oh, and you would do it too. But like I said, that book was less of an alien book as it was just the struggles between the people. I can't say too much without giving too much away, or at least I feel I can't. Either way, it was a very good read. It was more like on the edge of the seat for the most part. I mean, it had nice breaks in the middle going from one story to the other. I don't know what you would call that. But man, how everything intertwined, and it was a good book. I read it in less than a day. My gosh, time to watch the movie now. Let's go put this thing in. I was just playing around there a little bit. I know now why people get upset if they read a series of books first and then they watch the movie. Because, I mean, they have to change things in the movie. You get so many pages in a book and so many words to describe what's going on, and you only get so much time in a movie. Figure it took me, 12 hours to read that book total, and try to condense that down into an hour and a half movie. I understand it. And I understand why they change things, because some things aren't practical to shoot and stuff. I understand why people get upset, and I understand why they say, oh, they left that out, or oh, that was different. I was doing it myself. Going, well, I felt that was really important to the story, but somebody else didn't. That's why they cut it. I understand this. This was an interesting experiment, put it that way. Now, I definitely did not watch this movie. My wife and my son did. For whatever reason, I didn't. Maybe I was in too much pain at the time. I don't know. Maybe the time frame, I'm not too sure. Maybe I was making the Chainsaw series videos that I made. I really don't remember, in all honesty, why I never watched this movie. No clue. But regardless, it was an interesting experiment. Reading the book first, because this was the first time that I read the book first and actually watched a movie in the time frame of, I finished the book today, we watched a movie today, not 6 months from now, not a year from now. It was like fresh in my mind. Now I'm going to be more interested into reading The Maze Runner and then rewatching the movie, because I saw the movie first, really enjoyed the movie, but like I said, felt like there was stuff missing, felt like I had more questions, I wanted more answers. So I'm curious to see how The Maze Runner is going to go. I'm going to read those and then watch the movie and see what my reaction is. I mean, this is, like I said, this is interesting. I mean, how often, I've never done this before, so how often do you really get to do something like this? I don't know, are you as interested as I am, or are you just kind of bored? Did you even make it this far in the vlog? I want to know, regardless. So, because I don't want to give spoilers away, in case you didn't watch the movie, in case you didn't read the book, and I feel like my opinion is a little biased. I felt like the book was better. It explained a lot more. I was able to visualize a lot more. They went into a little bit more depth in the book than in the movie, but that's to be expected. And when I was watching the movie, I was distracted with my kids, you know, making noise, my son trying to give away every single point of the plot before I could watch the movie. He was just pushing my buttons. So I didn't really get to watch the movie as closely as I wanted to. I might rewatch it before the night's over. Probably not. So, I mean, the movie, I would rate it like, yeah, it was good, but I probably wouldn't want to buy it on DVD or Blu-ray or anything. I probably wouldn't want to get any deeper into it, to where, like, The Maze Runner, I wanted to get that on DVD. I wanted the extras. I wanted to find out more. With Looper, I wanted to, same thing, get more into it. I can't remember if I bought the Blu-ray, but either way, I wanted to get the little silver piece. I wanted like collectibles from the movie, you know. But with this, I don't feel the same way. But the good part is, I'm very interested in reading the next book, and I'm going to start that now. So that's the good part. I enjoyed the book more, and I want to read the next book to find out how the story progresses, what's going to happen next, and obviously I'm going to read the book after that. So that's a good thing. It's, in the totality of this all, even if I wasn't as satisfied with the movie as I was with the book, it's good because I'm going to keep reading. That's positive, right? So I'm going to go do that. Before I go, I'm sure you've noticed that these past few vlogs have been a little bit more talkative. Good reason. My back pain, my left leg, all the way down to my foot is killing me. It's like someone's taking a knife and just jabbing it in my back and twisting, and the sharp pain, constant pain is just shooting down my leg. It's not fun. If you know this pain, if you have back issues, I feel your pain, and I hope you do something soon that creates a positive effect to change your situation. With that, I'll see you tomorrow.